John, you said the anticipation tonight. What are the feelings like after this one?
A little bit of feeling gutted for the lads, but a little bit of pride as well. It's a tough place to come, BC Place, and get a result. But I thought we performed well enough to get a result in 90 minutes, and unfortunately weren't able to take the chances we had, and we put ourselves in that hole, which is penalties. And you know that's going to be a lottery. So proud of the lads, but at the same time just gutted. Absolutely gutted. I thought the trophy was close to Toronto tonight, but fair play to Vancouver. I thought very resilient. Young Bowman did a hell of a job tonight. Took his moment, and yeah, congrats to Vanny and his team.
What was going through your mind and during the penalties?
Well, you just hope the lads follow the process. They've been practicing the penalties, and that, you know, the last thing we said to them was just stick to your process. It'll get a bit noisy, but stick to your process. You've rehearsed. So again, someone's always going to lose the penalty shootout. Keeper's always going to save. Someone's going to miss. And I thought Sean, credit to him, made a great save. Put us in a good position, and a couple of brave lads stood up and tried to take their moment. They missed, and I think as a coach, again, you just suffer with your players. You just feel for them, because that walk back to the halfway line's a tough one.
Coach, decisive moment of the match, and at least in the 90 minutes, was obviously the penalty miss from your player, Federico Bernardeschi. How did you feel that kind of impacted your team afterwards? I mean, the second half response from your team, especially at the beginning, was even better than in the first half, almost.
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of control. Again, like in a place that's tough to get control, I thought we had a lot of control. Probably had about a 15-minute period in the second half where I thought the Caps built a bit of momentum. But outside of that, again, it felt comfortable. We're just not clinical at the moment. It's been a couple of games now where we've been right there knocking on the door, but just haven't been able to find that killer moment, or we've found a keeper that's standing on his head. So that's the story of TFC at the moment. But you know, we get up tomorrow. We've got a game in 2 days. We're in the playoff hunt, and as I said in the dressing room, all I asked is that the team showed up tonight. They really showed up in this moment. I thought they did. They have to show up again on Saturday. That's the next task. They've got 12 o'clock midnight tonight to suffer, and then we're on to next things. Chicago.
Yeah, building on that, you can say the performance today was something that I think a lot of TFC fans have been asking for of the team. You mentioned just a couple of fine margins there, but how are you hoping to kind of translate that, like you mentioned, to good performances, to rise up the table and secure that playoff spot?
Yeah, I think the difference, we've had good performances, but for 55, 60 minutes in games, particularly at home, we've been able to control games. We've been able to put teams, you know, Columbus 2 weeks ago, just not being able to finish in the first half with key moments. And what we asked for tonight was a 90-minute performance, you know, to really show up right till that final whistle. And that's what we've got to put together. There's no doubt in my mind this team have got the quality. When we're ticking and guys are fully dialed in, locked in, we're a very good football team. We've shown that. But we haven't been able to put that together consistently enough, game to game, or for 90 minutes. And tonight, I think, is just a good foundation to carry into Chicago. But we've got to look at these gaps, which is the finishing and taking our moments.
John, you were facing a Whitecaps team that were probably since the League's Cup group stage have played really well, you know, and you would have looked at probably a lot of those games and just seen at times a real flow from them, particularly when they're at home. And one of the things I was impressed with your team tonight was that you really stymied a lot of that. Just speak to the work that you felt you had to do to sort of nullify what they're good at, especially here at BC Place.
Yeah, I mean, they're good at a lot of things. I think that's the beauty of the Caps, but you have to stop Ryan Gold. I mean, that's the starting point in the defending element, and then taking advantage of that in-to-out rhythm. You know, being able to be brave enough to play on the third-man combination centrally, which draws them central and really opens them up wide. I thought we did that well for spells. I think as we fatigued, they caught us on those central combos, but the lads still had the bravery to work it. So, you know, I think we played them in earlier in the year here, and you know the performance when you went back to it. You know, there was a lot of good elements. We were just so naive in dealing with the Whitecaps' key threats, which are Ryan Gold, the crossing, and I thought our lads did really well dealing with the threat of White and Gold underneath. So that was a good performance tonight. Tactically, I thought we were sound tonight. There was no issues tactically. Again, proud of the lads for that. I think we fatigued, that was for sure, mid-second half, but came back strong. I mean, I thought we could have won it in that last 10 minutes as well. But again, fair play to Vanny and his crew. They've got great team spirit. They've been together for 2-3 years now, and you can see there's a camaraderie in the team. They're hard to beat, and yeah, I mean, he's got to be proud of his lads tonight. They dug in.
Nice, John. You know, you guys' counter press tonight. You guys were suffocating the Whitecaps in that build-up play. What do you kind of make of how the guys were able to shut down and make sure they weren't getting behind your wingbacks?
Yeah, again, it started with just clarity. They needed that clarity on some of the patterns for the Whitecaps, and I think they came into the game with that clarity. And then it comes down to effort. And we've seen spurts of that effort from the team, the collective, the whole team, throughout the season. And when that effort's there and the intensity's there, we're a very good team, I've said that. But tonight, they maintained the effort. That's the key. I didn't think any man, took it down a gear. We've seen that too often with this team. We've dropped down gears in key moments in games. If you're a TFC fan, you'll have seen that. They kept that gear in fifth and pushed. So we've got to take that forward now, Alex. We've got to take that forward into the Chicago game. I think it's been a good lesson for this team to feel what it's like to play fourth, fifth gear all the way through to 90 minutes. They had to feel that. So while it's a tough loss, there's stuff we can take forward for sure.
We'll go to John next. John Molinaro.
John, your team has now gone 330 minutes without a goal in all competitions. How do you account for that? I mean, why isn't it just not happening for you guys offensively up there right now?
Well, I think there was an MVP performance from young Boma tonight. I thought he did really well. I think when these moments are coming, sometimes it's just the luck. Players are getting into the right positions. I mean, if we're being critical, there's a couple of moments we could have pulled the trigger on a cross or a shot outside the box, and we tried to play that extra pass. So they're little things we were talking about at half-time, and just making sure the runners are going to hit the box when, for example, Shane O'Neill makes that wide centre-back run. He's in a crossing position. His head comes up and he sees one player. So, those elements, John, are really important to push through. And again, I think it'll come. Like, the effort was there. I think if you watch the game tonight, John, I think XG-wise, we should have registered tonight. So, we can talk about minutes and not scoring, but at the same time, the reality is we should have scored tonight. And we should have scored against Columbus. We should have scored against, etc., etc. And it'll come. And it's got to come very quick.
We'll continue online. Next, James, please.
Hey, John, we saw some of the disappointment on the faces of the players watching Vancouver collect the medals and left that trophy. What do you say to the guy that fell?
No, I think respect for the lads. There are no medals for the runners-up, but the lads stayed out there to watch them collect the trophy, so big respect. A lot of teams just tend to walk off when you have to suffer through that, but for us, it was an important moment. I think they're a good team, Vancouver, and we respect what they achieved tonight. That's the first thing. I think the disappointment's obviously clear. Like, you know, at half time we knew we should have been up. By the end of the game we felt we should have been in a better position, and we let it slip through our fingers. So it's going to sting now, James, for at least a day, but we haven't got time to wallow on this one. We're sorry to our fans. I mean, they've been class all season and they've been starved of trophies, but we give it our everything tonight. So that's why you'll see that disappointment. They left it out there.
Okay, we'll finish last question to JJ, please.
Hey, JJ.
The rivalry between these two teams hasn't really had the venom of previous years, even been described as friendly by some, but it didn't seem very friendly tonight. Just what were your thoughts on the level of, you know, in the game tonight?
No, I mean, we wanted to win. I mean, it's 2019 since we last picked up a trophy, and we were that close. We were that close tonight, and the lads knew it. They had to give everything. And as I say, while I'm frustrated, there's a bit of pride about the effort and the commitment. And you have to go all in against the Whitecaps. This is a good football team, well constructed. I've said this. I think Axel's done a great job behind the scenes alongside the coach over a period of time to build a roster. I mean, that roster has been developed very carefully. You can see it. So you have to go all in against them, and I thought they came in all in against us as well. It was healthy, but fair play. I mean, they got the result.
John, what was your exchange like with Vanny after the game?
Oh, he's a good guy. I mean, how can you not like Vanny Sartini? He's just a top guy. No, I mean, he said you guys deserved it tonight. I mean, he was honest, and that's all you want from a coach, you know. He was honest enough to say that. But I said to him, look, at the end of the day, you got a good team here, Vanny. It's a resilient team, and you know, you deserve nothing unless you win. So you got to win to deserve it.